Eve paints.
Hey folks, welcome to another 3D printing Patreon preview. I have new releases and previews from 142 campaigns to share with you this week. Quick content warning, some of these campaigns contain pinup style models. I've left a link in the description to a video discussing why that needs a content warning. First up, we have Devotion and Despair while fighting the Dragon Empress by TPK Lab. Here's a quick teaser for Rising Kingdom Miniatures' September release. These cute aliens are part of Zombie Smith Miniatures' new War of Ashes series. This is a work-in-progress Orator by Rageous Creations. Davale Games has Human Fighters, a Dwarven Crypt Guard, and a Dwarven character. This is a rookie female Raven Guard fighter with a crossbow by Iconic Minis. This little character is Shriek Burntthumb, a Goblin Witch by Hammer of the Nerdsmith. Here are 3 Infernals and a dragon-like creature from JG Sculpts. These creepy plant creatures are the brainchild of Dark Heartwood Miniatures. This is Omni-Man by Omega Hedge Studios. This is Skara Wolftusk by Uncanny Minis. Moon Coven has a Temple Crusher monster and 6 Iconoclasts. These are Thorn Elementals by Stormcrow. This Abomination is by Jeremy Smith. Here is a Demon Alien by Warehouse Workshop. Ratman Forge has Thugs, Enforcers, and Platforms this month. 2 Moronic Miniatures is planning something huge for their September release. These Beetle Buddies are by What the Hellmental Creations. This Devil Lord figure is by The Surreal Factory. Here are all the finished Demons and Hunters from Realm of Paths this month. These are the last 2 models from KLT Studio this month. This is Thade on a Lovely Horned Horse by Miniatures Blueprint. Sculptuner is doing Dark Elves this month. Your Neighbor Night Minis is working on an Orcish Gladiator release for September. This is a work in progress of Ramiel by 3DS of San. These are Cactarians by Blue Wyvern. Realmgate Studio has completed work on their Seraphim and Zeraphim warriors. This is the Triskelion Overpharaoh by Starpharaoh Foundry. Here is the completed Wilderness Where Angels Have Fallen by Savant 3D, including a free model, link on their campaign page. Coming soon from Max and Raw, Corbel, the Balatosian Sentinel, as well as a big man with an axe. Here are 2 more sci-fi chibis from Celia Miniatures this month. These Attic Whisperers are from Maps and Monsters for September. Random Minis has finished up all their ninjas, as well as Professor Chaos for them to face off against. Arcanum Workshop has an army of Eye Tyrants out this month. Gangfight Games has some giant mechs for their Mechadrome project. Claudio Cassini Art has a new Earth Elemental and Wizard out this week. Here is a preview of Fable Table's very unique looking mech suit. The Lilalian Industrial Complex has a new Froggy mech and a big walker with lots of guns. This is a T-80 light tank from Panzerprinter. Mecha Miniatures has pirate orcs this month, as well as runts and squigs and cannons to fire them off with. This is a Daimyo Dreadnought from Valkyrie's Playground. Here's a work in progress look at Labradorite Wolf's Mouse Sparrow Griffin thing. Here is a preview of Patrick Miniatures' Urban Desert House for September. Stonehaven Miniatures has a lively pack of gnomes for their September release. Red Nebular has Puglins this month, as well as Forest Goblins and 10mm Halberdiers and Colonial Guard. Nova Minis has The Great Wilderness, Gathering of Giants this month. Warblade Studio has some modular stormtroopers in the works for September. Vault Z has new Toxic Zombies, a Butcher Zombie, and 2 new Survivors. These mechanical monstrosities are The Authority by Blue Art Miniatures. My 3D Print Forge has a Minotaur tribe this month with minis, mounts, and busts. Legions of Sentinels are on the horizon from Legion Miniatures this September. Here's a Meerkat Thief from Naga Minis. Two Gargoyles has mechanics, mini-tanks, missile pods, and more in the last of their August releases. These are work-in-progress shots from Fictin Fu's Beetle Tank, coming soon. These are Outcasts and Farmers from the Realm of Arrows, as well as a grain silo and some scatter terrain. Here's the last of the August miniatures from Orc King. Hell Creator has 3 ladies in bust and miniature form. Here are unarmored Cossack mounted archers from Peculiar Companions. Here are 3 satyrs for Crosslance's first September release. Here's a sneak peek at Surrogate Miniatures' September release. Across the Realms Greek-themed release is titled The City-States. Here's a preview of a new Bugbear by Role Playing Miniatures. Print and Paint Miniatures' September release is titled Behemoth's Lair. Galad Miniatures has gladiators this month, including some on horse and chariot. Heroes and Beasts has a halfling and a centaur for September. Varus Miniatures has Plague Toads with and without Demon Riders, as well as some rotten-looking slugs. The Dork Factory has finished up work on their Corpse Composite Shadow Husks, with 6 static poses and a modular builder kit. Also check out their Shadow Space Cloud Talons and Exalted Tide Dwellers. A Cult of Mortality by Flesh of Gods Miniatures comes with busts of some of the characters as well as miniatures. Fantasy Cult Miniatures' September release include General Mutado, Montantes, a Triple Cannon, and Arquebuceros. These are Dark Elf Cannibals and Pirates by Ilhadio. Cult Miniatures has multi-part mutant mech rats for September. Gloomy Kid Minis is working on Featherfolk, with an Elder and Archers done already. Clara and Wyla are the August rewards from Bella Noct Miniatures. New models from Rober Rollin include Peanuts characters and Dr. Teeth from The Muppets. Battle Yak Miniatures has the Cankerfen Bogrots this month, with Murkmire Frog Riders and everything. Here's a modular cyborg bounty hunter by Imitation of Life Miniatures. Here's a Bone Lord and a Bone Seer from Drunk Magos Cellar. Sable Badger has a new shipping container this week. Albino Raven Miniatures has a Krieg army this month, with soldiers, snipers, officers, warhorses, and more. Mini Rat Studio has epic scale wizards, heroes, a high priest, and a war altar. Warplock Miniatures has released their 28mm Dark Dwarven Cabal and 10mm Undead Pirate Army. Void Realm Minis has the Sleeper of Nakai with Vurmian Hydra, Vurmus Warrior Tribe, and more. Mythbowl RN Studio has released the Zodiac team for September. Crucible of Games has finished up their August release with some new drones, Assault on Psychorak soldiers, and more. Aether Studios has tiles and terrain of all sorts, from Homestead and Peaceful Temple to Creepy Temple and Seafloor. Maddox has a high-speed hovercar chase in the works for their next set. Goonmaster Games has finished up work on their Ninja Cats release. The rest of Claybeast Creations' Septem Beasts have arrived, including a Daymanticore and a bunch more Fallen Raiders. New models from Blue Sky Minis include a Wiz Orc, and several variations on a Beastie Rider. Here's a work-in-progress mecha from Dinamu 3D. Big Mr. Tong has a new set of Skelly Spearmen for September. Here's a look at the terrain that Code 2 released last month. Here's a preview of what Ronin Arts Workshop has in store for September. Epic's End Stuffs has more flail snails ready, as well as a turtle illithid. Kyoshu Neko Miniatures has Samurai on Foot with swords, polearms, muskets, and bows, as well as command and a daimyo. Bright Minis has a couple centaurs, one with a spear and one with a bow. Here's a teaser from Titan Troll, a horsey chess piece for their September release. Schlossbauer's September minis so far include a rogue rat, a piranha pig, a hydro daemon, and more. Sarly Factory has a set of crashed orc planes and a set of alien trees this month. Black Remnant has Onderon Rebels, Zygarian Soldiers, and more for their September release, plus an early look at October. Raven Twin Miniatures has a new army of Undying Dynasties with a feudal Japanese theme. From Twin Goddess Miniatures comes a Penny Dragon, a Dragon Man, an art student satyr, and more. Guardians of the Fae is the September pack from DM Stash. Print Your Monsters is working on dragons for their next release. Signum Workshop has a mix of heroes and enemies for their September set. The Black Dragon Company, featuring warriors, wizards, riders, lords, and more, is from Crippled God Foundry. Here's the rest of Dark Realm's Jungle Ruins, as well as a peek at the start of a burned out Vladislav. Here's the Last of the Dwarves and a weapon rack to finish up Vevictus Miniatures' August release. Last Sword Miniatures has Knights of the Sun, a crossbow Taurosaurus, a serpent warrior chief, and more. Denied support of the Space Warriors, Red Pilgrim has released an anti-tank guided missile team to help take down their enemies. These cyberpunk heroes, mechs, and more are just a start of what Print Minis has in store for September. Here's an army of Wookiees from Seb Miniatures, as well as tech and a Magnagard whip specialist. Masterwork Tools has more sewer sluices and wall sections for September. Atlan Forge has an Angelic Crash Captain coming this month. This particularly horrifying creature from Yasashi Kyojin Studio is called a Mananangao. Rocket Pig Games has Mammoth Riding Frost Giants for September, as well as an Ancient Serpent God, the Obsidian Man, and more. Here's the rest of Great Grimoire's August release: a Bard, a Baron, and a Lurking Shadow. From Cobra Mode this month, we get an Immortal, a Hermit, an Adept, and a Shepherd, as well as some bases and terrain. Comet Lord Miniatures has finished up their September release with Chaos Toads, the Guilty Sorrowborn, an Itherian Bard, and Grom, the Toad Devil. Here are some previews of what GearGut's Mech Shop will be releasing this September. Prey Collection Studio has released their September trio of Blade, Bludgeon, and Lexington. Printed Obsession has Ninjas vs. Mimics for their September release. These are the Bound Jin and the Ebon Artist of Farsan from 3D Art Digital's September Farsan Satrapies release. Here's the final release image for Itea, the High-Tech Huntress from Ritual Casting. Here's a new Red Dragon bust by Fotis Mint, as well as a Treasure Goblin. The Dragon's Rest is almost done work on this crypt to go with all their recent dungeon tiles. The Tribe by Unit 9 are a biker gang of Native American hackers. Broken Anvil Monthly has warriors and warrens, including ogres, hags, rabbit folk, turtle folk, and more. STL Miniatures has previews up for 2 of their 3 usual monthly releases, a set of apprentices, and an embalmer and their gear. Here's a first look at Highlands Miniatures' Landsknechts of Soltau for their September release. Anvil Digital Forge's Anniversary Character Bundle includes several commissars, a blacksmith, an engineer, an Exo Lord Ranger laying the beat down, and more. Here are the new images of 3D Art Guy's Cyborg Angel on a decorative base, as well as a new Hell Baron model. Lost Kingdom Miniatures has Japanese-themed elves for their September release, including Owl Riders, a giant tree golem, and more. Bestiara Miniatures has the Sekaton Tribe for September, a good mix of lizard folk units with some terrain to go with. One Gold Piece has rats coming this month, and a couple oddly familiar looking adventurers. New reveals from Epic Miniatures include Black Draconic Demons, Portal Dogs, Giant Rat Revenants, the Demon Abaddon, Dark Cultists, and Fly Demons. On Ancient Sands is Cast and Play's September release with a giant Warforged Scorpion, Desert Worm, a Caravan Rhino, and more. Here is a teaser of Mini Monster Mayhem's The Souls Within Steel coming this month. The Maker's Cult's final August model is a Psy Priest. Starting out September, we have Valor Corps Tank Commanders and a Cyberberserker's Heavy Tank. Lord of the Prince September release, Heaven and Hell, pits 2 angels against several dragons with several poses each. From MZ4250 this week, we have a Treant, a Thrycreen, a Troglodyte, and a Troll, as well as a couple patron requests and a touched up Umber Hulk. And finally for today, Artisan Guild has released the trailer for their September release, Sunken Kingdom Part 1, featuring Tritons, or Sea Elves. That's all for now. I'd like to give a huge thanks to all my patrons on Patreon. Your support really means a lot to me. Check back Tuesday for a new Kickstarter countdown video, and thanks for watching.